Hello, little learners. Welcome back to our pre-K and TK classroom. My name is Miss Lara. Can you tell me your name? Ready? Oh, hello. I'm so glad you're here today. Let's see if I can guess your special letter. I have a big line today. Let's see. Happy face always goes on top. Don't try to trick me, happy face. Big line down. And I'm going to need 3 little lines for this letter. Can you guess what it is? 1, 2, and 3. It's the letter E. Is that your special letter? Yes? No? I'll get it next time if it's not. Don't worry. Today is day 5 of the 5 days that we're going to be together. This week we're going to be learning about apples. So let me put my magnet down. I'm going to put it on top so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4 on top and 1 on the bottom. 4 and 1 makes 5. And we are going to finish off baking our apple pie this week so you can enjoy it over the weekend. Yum! Okay, let's start off with our song, our color song with apples, and then we'll move on to our letter and project. Here we go. Do you remember the song now? We've been singing it all week. Here it goes. Have you ever seen an apple, an apple, an apple? Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? A red one, a yellow one, a pink one, a green one. Have you ever seen an apple that grows on a tree? Now in Spanish, here we go. Red is rojo, yellow is amarillo, pink is rosa, and green is verde. So I hope that you use those words wherever you are and impress somebody. Ooh, I'm bilingual. Ooh la la, cha cha cha. Okay, let's move on to our letter. Let's see what Miss Maria left us today. Ooh, I think it's going to be about apples. That much I know. But remember, when we read, we're working on tracking our words. So when we track our words, we use our pointer finger, which is the finger right next to your thumb. Reminds me of Mac. So this could be Mac the apple and Will the worm. They're right next to each other, best friends from the book we read yesterday. Okay, let's sing our song about tracking. It goes like this. Come along and track with me, track with me, track with me. Come along and track with me, that's how we read the words. First you get your pointer out, pointer out, pointer out. First you get your pointer out and follow along with me. Put your pointer here and slide across. And now that you're at the end, return, sweep, and start again. Now you know how to track your words, track your words, track your words. Now you know how to track your words. It'll help you learn to read. Let's read. Here's my pointer. Dear Miss Lara, my favorite thing to make with apples is apple pie. Yay, we're going to be making that today. Did you hear about the old lady who swallowed a whole pie in one gulp? In one gulp, a whole pie? Do you think you could do that? Oh, I couldn't. Wow, wow is right. Now here in our classroom, we talk about old ladies swallowing things they shouldn't all the time. A whole pie? My goodness. Oh, here's our book. I Know an Old Lady Who Swallowed a Pie. It is written by Alison Jackson. That's the author. You'll remember the author writes the words. And it's illustrated by Judith Byron. And it's the illustrator draws the pictures. And I love these pictures because they look like watercolor drawings. So there's the old lady. And there's the big pie at the end. And I think she has a very special message for us when we get to the end of the book. Can't wait to share it with you. So here it is. Are you ready? I know an old lady. Here she is, walking through the door, who swallowed a pie. An apple pie, which was really too dry. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed some cider. Now you'll remember ciders are made with apples. So there she is swallowing the cider. Look at the little guy. He's amazed at what she's doing. The cider rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a roll. There she is swallowing a roll, a bread roll, and the little girl has a full basket full of them. Just swallowed it whole, the entire roll. She swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a squash. There she is swallowing a squash. My goodness. Oh my gosh, a fat yellow squash. She swallowed the squash to go with the roll. She swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a salad. Oh, I don't know about that. Salad? No, vegetables are delicious. Oh, there she is, feeling a little sick with the salad, little lettuce coming out. She was looking quite pallid from eating that salad. That means she lost her color. She swallowed the salad to go with the squash. She swallowed the squash to go with the roll. She swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really quite dry. Perhaps she'll die. Oh no, what is she going to swallow next? She barely fits in her outfit. Look at, she's growing and growing, and it looks like she's reaching for something. Can you tell what that is? It's something you might eat this time of year. It's a turkey. I know an old lady who swallowed a turkey. Her picture looked murky after that turkey. Look at her, she's growing and growing, and the cat's even trying to lounge on her because she's so squishy. She swallowed the turkey to go with the salad. She swallowed the salad to go with the squash. She swallowed the squash to go with the roll. She swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Perhaps she'll die. What is she going to swallow now? A pot. Oh no, goodness me. She's swallowing a pot. Her buttons are barely hanging on. I kid you not, she swallowed a pot. Are you ready to say this with me? I'm going to take a big long breath and we're going to try to say it as fast as we can. Here we go. She swallowed the pot to go with the turkey. She swallowed the turkey to go with the salad. She swallowed the salad to go with the squash. She swallowed the squash to go with the roll. She swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. She swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Now say it with me. Perhaps she'll die. I know an old lady who swallowed a cake. My goodness, how can she even walk after eating a pot and a turkey and all the things she's eaten? Look at this cake, it's gigantic. The baby is trying to warn her, hey, the old lady's coming. Save the cake, she's gonna eat it. Can't be trusted. For goodness sake, a 10-layer cake. Her eating that. I will be honest, I sometimes look like that when I eat cake too. She swallowed the cake to go with the pot. She swallowed the pot to go with the turkey. She swallowed the turkey to go with the salad. She swallowed the salad to go with the squash. She swallowed the squash to go with the roll and swallowed the roll to go with the cider that rumbled and mumbled and grumbled inside her. And she swallowed the cider to moisten the pie, the apple pie, which was really too dry. Look at how big she is now. Perhaps she'll die. Even the baby is kind of like on top of her going, ooh, a slide. The dad's worried. The cat's jumping on her. I know an old lady who swallowed some bread. My goodness, she was hungry. Now this picture is going to give us clues about what's going to happen. Look, there she is. Really big and round. And if you notice right down here, she has a rope tied to her. I wonder what that could mean. So there she is, swallowing some bread. Says, I'm full, she said. And look, there's a message here. It says, Happy Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving is something you might hear about as the time goes on, because it's the season for Thanksgiving. We're in the month of November. So I hope that you like this story. You know, I've read lots of old lady books here, and there's still many more that we'll read. Actually, this author has a book, An Old Lady Swallowed A, for every season. So I hope you check that out at your local library or on the Sora app. Now, you know that I love reading you books, but my goal is for you to learn to read. So we're going to work on a foundational skill, and our skill today is retelling the story or sequencing the story. So I have an old lady here, and there's all the things that she ate. Now we might have to reference the text. That means go back and look through the text to tell us what came first, next, and last. Now I want you to think, do you remember what the old lady ate first? If I gave you a picture clue, would you tell me? All right, here we go. The old lady ate here she is eating a pie. That's right. That's the first thing she ate. The old lady ate a pie. And then they said, perhaps she'll die. Was that the only thing she ate? Goodness, no. Then the pie was dry, so she swallowed some cider. So let's get the cider right beside her, right there. So she has the pie and cider. And what's gonna come next? She swallowed a roll. She didn't die. She just got bigger and bigger and bigger as she swallowed the roll, the pie, and the cider. And next, what did she have? She swallowed some squash. This is what squash looks like right here. And we're going to put it right on top. Swallowed the squash. What did she swallow next? It's a lot of vegetables, healthy for you, green stuff. It's a salad. So you're going to put the salad right in her mouth. At least she was eating healthy with the squash and salad, right? But then she decided that she was going to eat a turkey, a whole turkey just by herself, bones and all. She said, gulp, and down it went. So in her mouth it goes. So first a pie, then all the way to a turkey, and then she got bigger and bigger and ate a pot. A pot, and then a delicious 7-layer cake. They were trying to warn her, don't let her near the cake. She'll eat it all up. Here we go. And the last thing she ate was some bread. And at the end of all of the story, she became a Thanksgiving float because she got so large. I thank you for helping me sequence the story. Now we're going to move on to another thing that we need to sequence as well, which is a recipe. We need to sequence the order in which the ingredients are going to go in. So let's do that together. I'm going to walk over to our project place. Do you remember yesterday we made our apple pie filling? So here it is, all baked up. I slaved over it. and cooked it down until it was delicious. So for this recipe, here's what you're going to need. You're going to need 2½ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 cup of butter, 4 to 8 tablespoons of water, and optional 1 tablespoon of sugar. Depends on if you like your crust flaky. So the first thing we're going to need to do is make sure that all our ingredients are around us. That's really important when you're learning to cook. I'm learning that too. When I cook or bake, I make a huge mess everywhere. Not surprised, I know, because when I'm here, it's true. So like I was saying, more formal literacy activities like what we just did that involved sequencing are great, but you can see how just cooking together with your child can create that same kind of patterning where you have to think through what goes first, next, and last. And that really helps them, especially as they get to the older grades and they're asked questions about comprehension on those big tests that they have to take now. So we need 2½ cups of flour in here. Let me get that in here. This is a cup measure, so we're going to need 2½ means just half full, just to the middle. So here's 1, here's 2, and here's another half. 2½ cups of flour. Now you can use cake flour as well if you happen to have that. Cake flour is very good, creates a softer dough. Next, we're going to need 1 tablespoon of sugar. Remember, I told you this is optional, but it creates a very soft, flaky crust. So there's our tablespoon, and this is what it looks like. Put that in there. And then we're going to need some salt. So we're going to need a teaspoon of salt. So I have my teaspoon right here. It's a little bit smaller than a tablespoon. So at this point, if I was cooking with the student, I might ask, which one's larger? Which one's smaller? Why do you think we're not putting in a full tablespoon of salt? What might happen to the dough if we did that? Those kinds of questions are so important for those critical thinking skills, again, that they test in upper grades. Now we need some butter. Just a little bit, just a full cup of butter. Now what's important if this butter is that it be ice cold. Mine is not too cold, but you're going to want it to be very cold. And I'll chop it in with the tool that I have here in just a minute. But you can also pre-chop it. I've done it both ways. Both ways turn out fine. And the reason you want it cold is because you want the butter to stay little kind of balls as you go through the dough. So when it bakes, it creates air bubbles, makes it super flaky. Okay, so now we have our butter, we have our sugar, we have our flour. What's left in our recipe? Ah, yes, the water. And this is very ice cold water. The ice is melted, but it's in there. We're going to need about 4 to 8 tablespoons. I'm going to start with just 4. You don't want a soggy dough, so I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, now we have all of our ingredients in there. It's time to blend them together. Now, watch, I'm going to show you a tool that's pretty cool. Ta-da! It's called a pie cutter, if I'm saying that correctly. But what it does, it's like a big fork, circular fork, that kind of cuts all the ingredients together. So you're going to want to just mix it up. Isn't it kind of neat? You could do it with a fork. You could also use this and put it in a food processor, which is what I often do. The butter gets kind of clumpy. That's why you kind of have to chop it first. But like I said, I've done it both ways. It just takes a little time. You're going to keep doing this until you get like little tiny like crumbles of butter throughout your flour and your dough. I love making apple pie around this time of year because the freshest apples are in November. So you can slice them up and you know that they're going to have a nice crunchy flavor. Do you have any favorite recipes with your family that you like to make? I know there's tons. Another thing I like to make this time of year is pumpkin pie. And last year, I actually got to make a pumpkin pie from scratch, like from the pumpkin. That was an experience. I had to bake the pumpkin for a very long time. Now remember, there's special pumpkins that you bake, so don't go baking your jack-o'-lantern thinking you can put it in a pie. You have to use the sugar pumpkin for that. All right, so here you go. Work out those muscles. Again, great activity to do with kiddos. And it saves you, parents, a little bit of time so you can work on cleaning up the mess that they probably created. All right, here we go. It's starting to crumble. And you're going to want just a little bit more blended than I have here. I'll show you in just a minute. And then I'll move on because through the magic of television, I have one that again slaved over tirelessly, beads of sweat dripping down to create for you. All right, let's see. So it's kind of looking like pie crust. I might have to add a bit more water. So you're going to want it to be the consistency of almost like Play-Doh, where it just kind of comes together. So probably like 4 more tablespoons, and I'll show you what it looks like. And then we'll continue with our pie. So you don't want to add too much water right away because, like I said, that'll create a very soggy crust. So this is what it's looking like so far. There it goes. It's coming together. Just a little bit of butter, huh? 2 whole sticks. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to show you just a little bit. It's kind of coming together, but I can still see some of the butter coming through. So this is kind of the consistency that you want. All right, I would keep going, but we're going to, like this. Look at that. I would keep going, but we're going to keep moving along because I want you to see how to make our cupcake apple pies. So we're going to move that to the side. Of course, I have messy hands. And this is the dough that we're going to be working with. Now you can turn this into a big apple pie, but I like to keep mine kind of small. So like I said, I don't feel bad about eating so much. All right, I'm going to use a rolling pin, and I'm going to roll out my pie crust like this. And to make it so it doesn't, I have a special non-stick kind of surface here. But if you don't have like a seal pad like I do, and you are on a surface where your dough is going to stick, you're going to want to put a little flour. All right, let me roll it out, and then I'll show you how we're going to put it in. Do you like your pie crust to be thick or thin? I like a thicker pie crust. Delicious. Actually, the pie crust is my favorite part. Sometimes my husband gets mad at me because we'll buy pie and I'll eat everything around it and leave the middle. So I might keep this a little bit thick. All right, got a little bit of apple seed here, lemon seed. There we go. You're going to want to roll it out to whatever thickness works for you. And then to make our cupcake apple pies, you're going to take a cupcake tin and we're going to cut our dough into circles. Now, I don't have a circle dough cutter, but I have a cup. So that's what we're going to do. Cut it up like this, and you'll need 2 of them. Just kind of squish it around like this, circle it around so that it releases. And then we'll take one, come on, kind of thick, and put it at the bottom here. And then we'll use our pie filling that we made yesterday. Here we go. I'm going to put it in here. We'll do this one right here and put it in so it looks like a little bowl. Kind of squish it at the top like this. And you can put cooking spray down if you don't have non-stick pans like I do, and then they'll release a lot easier. Now I'm going to take my filling and I'm going to add it right in the middle. And I chopped them a little smaller because that will help me create more bite-sized pieces. Okay, there's my pie. And then I'm going to put the crust on top. This is the best part. Put the little crust on top. It looks like a real pie when you take it out and kind of fold it and crimp it over. You can get fancy, which I might. Just like that. And that is what your pie is going to look like. You're going to bake it in the oven, 350 for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then you'll have hot, delicious, fresh apple pie. And as you're eating it, I hope that you talk to your family about all the things you learned about apples all this week. Now remember, stay tuned for next week because we have more fun activities planned. We're going to be talking a little bit about seasons and the clothing that we wear in different seasons. You might even see me wear a funny hat, or 10, or 12, really high up. So tune in until then. Hey, I will see you next week, boys and girls. Miss Lara sends you a big squeeze. Did you feel it wherever you are? And a big smooch. Mwah! And remind you to play, read, and use your 5 senses and imagination every single day. Because that's what you do when you're a kid. You explore. So don't be afraid to do that. All right, we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Goodbye.